Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Go Home show of Monday Night Raw, as we are just less than 7 days away from the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And tonight, we are kicking off Monday Night Raw than no other than Seth frickin' Rollins. Seth will be having a face-off with CM Punk tonight to kick us off here on Raw, as these two have been in a bitter rivalry these last couple months. CM Punk, though, does have a 2-0 record against Seth Rollins, and coming up at the Royal Rumble, it's a unsanctioned match. So despite if Seth Rollins were to walk out, let's say, victorious, essentially, CM Punk will still have that 2-0 record against him, but Seth Rollins has not liked how CM Punk has came back to WWE, has treated everyone like crap, especially, how he did in NXT, eventually come over here to Monday Night Raw, and, well, we've seen everything going on with himself and CM Punk as of the last couple months. And tonight we're going to get that face-to-face between both men, and from what Shawn Michaels has announced in these face-offs tonight, that there will be Shawn Michaels does mean no altercations between any of the opponents tonight, or their matches will be officially canceled for the Royal Rumble. So CM Punk and Seth Rollins will not be having any altercations. At least that's what Shawn Michaels is hoping, because it'd be a damn shame if we had to even witness that at all. CM Punk looks to be in great shape, especially being able to get that win last week, or have part of that 8-man tag team matchup where CM Punk and company defeated Seth Rollins and his other teammates. So we'll see how this is about to go down between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, the build up to their big matchup at the Royal Rumble. Now look, Seth, everybody has been buzzing this past week after what was announced to be a face-off, and if we get into an altercation tonight, our matchup will be taken off the Royal Rumble. And you know what? I could hit you with the GTS right now and our match be taken away, and I wouldn't have anything wrong with that, honestly. I've already beaten you twice. Me beating you technically 3 times, it'd be just a sugar on top. But I'm not going to do that to you, Seth. Not only am I going to save up my pent-up aggression to this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to beat you in the center of this ring in that unsanctioned matchup, and then I will go on to be in that Royal Rumble matchup. Whatever number I draw, I will use that to my advantage and walk out the winner of the Royal Rumble. Not only will I win the Royal Rumble, but I will go on to main event WrestleMania and finish my story. Main event my first ever WrestleMania and walk out with whatever championship I decide to challenge for. But for you, Seth, once again, it's going to be you at the bottom of the totem pole trying to grasp for the air. You're going to be sinking to the bottom of the ocean while I'll be on cloud 9, especially once I get to WrestleMania. Seth, you're a former WWE champion, former United States champion, and even former tag team champion. But you'll never be world champion ever in WWE, and that is just something you're going to have to dig down deep and just take. I bet down inside that is really hurting you, but the truth is the truth, Seth, and like I mentioned, you won't be making it to the top of the top, and you won't be winning this Rumble. And maybe tonight I'm going to show Drew McIntyre how to do it in the middle of this ring when I defeat Drew McIntyre tonight in the main event. It took you literally 10 years to make your arrival back into WWE. You couldn't get it done. I had to step up and take over the WWE while you ran with your tail in between your legs and left this company behind. And when you were gone, I was WWE Champion, former United States Champion, and even Tag Team Champion. So I am accomplished. But this year, it's a whole different Seth Rollins, where I will go into the Royal Rumble, beat you, then go to the Royal Rumble matchup, and walk out victorious. I need this more than you, Punk, and I understand that you want to finish your story and go on to main event WrestleMania. But I want to go on to main event WrestleMania and continue to show everybody who Seth frickin' Rollins is to this day. I may not be accomplished like most superstars, but I'm sure as hell one of the best in the world. And you're not wrong, Punk. Yeah, you are 2-0 against me, and our matchup, that unsanctioned matchup, won't technically go up against our record, but it will mean something to me when I curb stomp you in this mat at the Royal Rumble there in Toronto, Canada, and I get that 1, 2, 3, and that will give me that momentum I need in that Royal Rumble matchup to walk out victorious and head on to WrestleMania. And to also address your main event tonight against Drew McIntyre, I will definitely be watching your matchup very, very closely. But also, you better be watching my matchup here in a little bit as I take on the DX leader, Dolph Ziggler. When I curb stomp Dolph Ziggler, that will be a message sent directly to you. Now don't be getting hurt on me, because I don't want to hear no excuse on why I beat you this Sunday at the Rumble. Wow, big words there from Seth frickin' Rollins, ladies and gentlemen. What a face-off between both men tonight. And these two will be having 2 matches later on tonight. Should be a historic go-home show for Monday Night Raw. What a moment between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Strong words coming from both men. And we'll be seeing both men later on tonight, as here is main event Jey Uso, ladies and gentlemen. This man right here will be taking on his brother, Solo Sikoa, tonight. And then also at the Royal Rumble, Jey Uso takes on his twin brother, that being Jimmy Uso. And cherish this moment right now on Monday Night Raw, because this will be the last time we see Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw, because after the Rumble, Jey Uso will officially be on the Smackdown roster, completing the transaction of Asuka moving from Smackdown to Raw, and Jey Uso goes to Raw to Smackdown. So this will be the last opportune time we see main event Jey Uso here on Raw. And for Jey, got that big opportunity tonight, taking on his family member, Solo Sikoa, the enforcer of the Bloodline. And for Jey Uso, he said he's in the Bloodline. We could see Solo in the Bloodline. So, we're going to see a lot of Bloodline members, certainly. With Jey Uso, Roman Reigns has already said that he is going to be putting himself in the Royal Rumble match, declaring for the Royal Rumble. I'm sure Solo Sikoa is going to try to get himself in the Royal Rumble, just to basically essentially help out Roman Reigns. So we'll see how that's going to go. The Rock has been in the corner of Solo Sikoa, building him up as the next big man here in WWE. And the future is going to be bright for that young man. But tonight, he has to go to war against his older brother, Jey Uso, live here on Raw. Referee has officially rung the bell. Here we go. And oh my goodness, super kick on the chin. He certainly got all of that. And a couple weeks ago, we saw Jey Uso in a backstage segment where not only did he come out and, talk some trash to Jimmy and the family and stuff, would go on to go backstage, see Jimmy Uso and super kick him, and basically told Jimmy to acknowledge him. And then Jimmy Uso would have to come back out here less than 100%, and Seth Rollins would run right through him. And there's the big caveat for their matchup this weekend of Jey Uso versus Jimmy, because if Jimmy Uso is able to defeat his twin brother Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso is able to return to the bloodline. But if Jey wins, Jimmy Uso will not be in the bloodline. So a lot of stakes going on to that matchup here. And tonight we still got plenty more in store for you guys, ladies and gentlemen, as Bayley, your women's world champion, she'll be having a face-off with her contender Kairi Sane later on tonight. And like I've said before, for these face-offs, Shawn Michaels has made sure to reiterate that if there's any attacks from either Bayley or Kairi Sane, and obviously Seth Rollins and CM Punk type of thing, that their matches would be officially canceled for this up-and-coming Royal Rumble. And even for Bayley, Shawn Michaels would go on to say that he would vacate Bayley's Women's World Championship if Bayley were to decide to lay her hands on her opponent for the Royal Rumble. So certainly Bayley has to be very, very careful here. And oh, what a super kick. He got all of that bad boy. Solo Sikoa in the landing zone here. Is this it? Uso splash there. Is that enough to put away the Enforcer? Yes, it is. Massive win for main event Jey Uso here tonight. Massive win. Massive Uso splash, and he is able to take down his brother. Main event Jey Uso in the house. Can this man get it done this Sunday against his older brother, or his twin brother, I should say, Jimmy Uso? Wait a minute. Who's this hooded person attacking Jey Uso here? And throw a super kick. And of course it all makes sense now. That is his twin brother, Jimmy Uso there. And oh, look at this. Oh, what a slap there. You gotta be kidding me, man. This is despicable. What in the hell is going on here again? Bam! Right to the face. And now Jimmy gonna go high risk here. Telling his brother to get up to his feet. Not playing around. Big time. Flying forearm strike there. This is not what you want to see on an episode of Monday Night Raw, the go-home show. You want to see these two guys at the top of their game, not something like this, what we're witnessing live here on Raw. Oh no, Jimmy Uso. No. Uso splash to the outside. That padding right there is very deceiving, ladies and gentlemen. And this man, absolutely despicable, doing this to his own damn brother. I understand what Jey did a couple weeks ago, but that was more understandable, ladies and gentlemen. Getting some revenge after what the Bloodline has done to him, especially his brother turning his back on him. And now what in the hell is Jimmy doing? Looks like maybe he's done. Oh, no. No, come on, Jimmy. Don't do this to your brother, no! Uso splash to his own damn brother. Are you kidding me? Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, blood versus blood, live at the Rumble. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we just got our announce table all put back together. Just a moment to cool down here, but we get back into some high-octane action, ladies and gentlemen. Dolph Ziggler, the leader of D-Generation X, takes on Seth freaking Rollins here in just mere moments. Dolph Ziggler is trying to get D-Generation X back into what it was, where we saw DX win those Raw Tag Team Championships. They did lose it recently to the LWO, but they do get the rematch this Sunday, as it will be Braun Breaker and Big E of D-Generation X taking on Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio live there in Toronto, Canada. And also Dolph Ziggler will be a part of that Royal Rumble matchup, so certainly it could be a big night for Dolph Ziggler and company for D-Generation X. Imagine if Ziggler can go on to win the Royal Rumble matchup. Dolph Ziggler is a former United States champion. He had an impressive reign as United States champion back in the day, years and years ago. Honestly, I think that was probably about 5-6 years ago. I mean, I know that's a long time ago, and honestly, it's saying something, but it was certainly a long time ago. But with his record as United States champion back there, defeating the likes of Roman Reigns and a lot of other big-name superstars back when he was United States champion, I mean, that man was tearing up the place. But now for Dolph Ziggler, this is his opportunity right here, right now, to not only send a message to Seth frickin' Rollins, who Rollins obviously has his big matchup against CM Punk in sanctioned matchup there at the Royal Rumble. And that means anything can go essentially in that matchup, ladies and gentlemen. The matchup doesn't technically happen, so anything can happen. Referee will be there and everything, but essentially it's an unsanctioned matchup. Whatever injuries happen that matchup are not at the fault of our company. So we'll see how that goes for Seth and CM Punk. Bound to be a barn burner for sure. Seth has already declared for the Royal Rumble, so has CM Punk. And, well, certainly, hopefully for these two, they get better numbers in the Royal Rumble matchup. So if something were to happen to them, where they, take a big, massive injury in that matchup, they can continue to fight. Because if they draw a high number, like, anything from 1 to 10, you may not like their chances in this Royal Rumble matchup. But we'll see how this matchup fares tonight, ladies and gentlemen. CM Punk's challenger, his opponent, Seth Rollins, takes on Dolph Ziggler right here. Referee officially has rung the bell. Here we go. Massive night tonight, especially coming up here very soon tonight. Sasha Banks and Dakota Kai, a no disqualification matchup here live on Monday Night Raw. Recently on Monday Night Raw, it was supposed to be Dakota Kai and Sasha Banks teaming up against Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Well, we didn't get that. Dakota Kai would attack Sasha Banks, and come to find out there is a agreement of sorts for Dakota Kai to leave Damage Control and come over to Io Sky and the Kabuki Warriors. And Kairi Sane would explain why, essentially why they're accepting Dakota Kai to leave Damage Control to come to the Kabuki Warriors. And it honestly makes sense. Obviously, Dakota Kai was, defending what she had to with Bayley and everything, but certainly Bayley doesn't respect Dakota Kai and the rest of those women. As Ziggler going to work here at ringside against Seth. So Seth, with a big gut buster. But like I said, Sasha Banks versus Dakota Kai, no holds barred, as I think Dolph Ziggler being busted open, yes, right there on the temple, as Rollins telling Ziggler to stay down here. Back in the ring we go to avoid a possible countout between both men there. And we have already saw and even heard what the main event tonight is your Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, one of the most accomplished WWE superstars here in WWE. He will be taking on the best in the world, CM Punk, tonight in your main event. Certainly going to be a great night. And also Bayley versus Kairi Sane. Those two will be facing off later on tonight. So many big things happening here on Raw tonight on the go-home edition of Raw. As big forearm striking now. Seth looking to stop Ziggler. Yes, he does. Turning him inside out. Ziggler bleeding like a stuffed pig. This is it. Yes, it is. Seth coming out here and dominating. Dolph Ziggler, the leader of D-Generation X. Rollins telling CM Punk exactly what he was going to do tonight. Coming out here, he's going to stomp Ziggler into the mat and show him exactly what the outcome of this Sunday's match at the Royal Rumble is going to be like. Massive win for Seth frickin' Rollins. I cannot wait to see Rollins and CM Punk for a third time. Can Rollins defeat CM Punk? It is bound to be brutal, bound to be physical. I cannot wait. And oh, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Michaels, your Raw General Manager, making a appearance here on Monday Night Raw. It has to be massive. Dolph Ziggler, the leader of D-Generation X. He is still outside the ring at this very moment, and I wonder what Shawn has to say here. Shawn making his way to the ring, and I can only imagine what this may be about, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Dolph, we have to talk. Triple H and I see a lot in yourself, Braun Breaker, and Big E. Big E and Braun Breaker have actually won championships ever since joining the group, but you, Dolph, on the other hand, have not. And I can honestly say a lot of the fault is the bloodline. They have cost you that World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. But even myself and Triple H have been able to fight through adversity throughout the years, and even if those type of shenanigans would go down, we'd be able to fight through it and overcome the adversity. And right now, I'm going to give you some serious adversity, because Dolph Ziggler, if you don't win the Royal Rumble this Sunday, you are officially out of a WWE contract, and you will no longer be on the Raw roster. And that also means you would no longer be the leader of D-Generation X. Ziggler, I hate to put you in that position, but this group needs something fast, and as the leader, you need to demonstrate why Triple H and myself picked you as the leader. We have so much faith in you, Dolph. Now go out there at the Rumble. I've given you a decent spot in the Rumble. All you have to do is walk out with the victory. I know it's not going to be easy, Dolph, but if we had faith in someone like you, we wouldn't be trying to give you obstacles if we knew you could actually get it done. So, like I said, we gave you a decent spot to get the job done in the Rumble. You had to survive 29 other superstars in that matchup, go on to win that match, and then go on to WrestleMania. Can you do it, Dolph? And now it is time to get into the no disqualification matchup, as here comes Dakota Kai, as she is the newest member of the Kabuki Warriors. And that massive group, you got Dakota Kai joining Io Sky, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. And three of those members were with, or I should say two of those members were with Damage Control, with Bayley. Bayley gave Dakota Kai and Io Sky you could say, a opportunity of a lifetime, and that was to join her, and they took over Monday Night Raw. Dakota Kai and Io Sky helped Bayley win that World Heavyweight Championship. And then also, Bayley has just pushed them away, saying that's essentially been all of Bayley. And Dakota Kai, Io Sky didn't take that disrespect very lightly, and especially with the months of what's been going on, obviously, with, the attacks that Io Sky didn't want to be involved in by attacking Kairi Sane. Io Sky didn't like that, so she would essentially leave and join Kairi Sane. And then, it seemed like you got Sasha Banks makes her return, a longtime friend of Bayley. It seemed like there may have been some tension there, but come to find out, Sasha Banks is going to be right there for her best friend. And it looks like, okay, hey, you got Dakota Kai, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Damage Control, a new version of that. And then, fast forward to last Monday Night on Raw. That tag team matchup, we were supposed to see Dakota Kai and Sasha Banks teaming up. But Dakota Kai turned her back on Sasha Banks and said, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. And sent a direct message. We'll see how this matchup will fare, though. Referee ringing the bell. Here we go. Dakota Kai, Sasha Banks. No holds barred. Big, massive matchup for both of these women, but also you gotta believe both of these women will be in that Royal Rumble matchup. And the question is, if they are in the Rumble matchup, what number will they draw? Sasha Banks last year in the Royal Rumble, for her, she was able to get to the very end with Charlotte Flair, and it seemed like maybe Sasha was going to win, but Sasha eventually would be eliminated by Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte would go on to main event WrestleMania against Bayley, but Charlotte would lose to Bayley in the main event of WrestleMania. So certainly a lot of things going on here in WWE. Both women are going to look to go on to win this, not only obviously this matchup, but go on to win the Royal Rumble. And a big question is, what if Bayley, she retains her Women's World Championship, and then Sasha, she wins the Women's Royal Rumble? What happens there? Does Sasha go over to SmackDown to challenge Jade Cargill or Becky Lynch, whoever wins the Women's Championship at the Rumble? Or does Sasha Banks go against her best friend, Bayley, in a must-see matchup there at WrestleMania? You know, there's just so many outcomes, so many storylines we could see in WWE coming out of that Rumble, so cannot wait to see how that turns out. As it looks like we are about to get extreme for the first time in this matchup, as oh no, we got a shovel coming out here looking to take Sasha Banks' career right here, right now. And oh no, I think a little bit of her body connected on that shovel. That is not going to be feeling too good. And now Sasha Banks doing the right thing, slowing down the matchup to her pace. And maybe if she really wants to, she can start swinging for the fences and start connecting with a shovel, but deciding not to do that. We'll see what Dakota Kai wants to do. Sasha Banks trying to get to the corner, trying to get a cool down at this moment as a drop kick to the middle of that back. That won't be feeling too good, but Sasha able to fight back. Pure adrenaline at this moment. And now Sasha just trying to do anything in her power to take it to Dakota Kai at this moment. And oh no, there we go. This is what we're talking about, the shovel. The shovel right to their lower back. Swing, oh no, right to the head. And luckily for Dakota Kai, she moved out right in time, or she could have had a new nose very, very quickly there. Dakota Kai literally having Sasha Banks right where she wants her. Sasha is in trouble. What can Dakota Kai right now do to put her away? And oh, over the top rope she goes. And if we see that at the Royal Rumble, Dakota Kai would be officially eliminated. But luckily for Dakota, this is not the Royal Rumble. This is the go-home show of Monday Night Raw, one of the bigger Monday Night Raws of the year. Dakota Kai, uh-oh. This is vintage Dakota if she can connect with this boot. Right there, no! Sasha Banks able to get out of it. And this is not what Dakota Kai wants here. This is vintage Sasha Banks. And oh, here we go. Looking to beat Dakota Kai to the inch of her life. Maybe Sasha Banks has gone around doing more of those, you know, that type of maneuver. It's like, oh, double knees to the temple. Dakota Kai might be able to defeat Sasha Banks here. 2. No, Banks able to kick it up 2.5. And look at Banks look directly in the eyes of Dakota Kai and said, hey, sister, this ain't it. This is going to go back and forth. What an arm drag takedown. And Dakota Kai trying to get this crowd behind her. Definitely a different feeling for Dakota Kai to be actually cheered in these situations. She's used to getting booed. Oh, right to the ribs again. This is absolutely brutal. You can see the bruises starting to welt around the belly area there of Sasha Banks. I'm Dakota Kai. Go for the pinfall. This has to be it. Uh-oh. Roll through. Oh. Got ourselves a submission hold here to Sasha Banks. Will Sasha have to tap out? Could this be enough? Can Dakota Kai get a pivotal win? One of the biggest wins in her career. Massive moment for Dakota Kai. But, oh, look at Sasha. Oh, big knees. Big knees to the temple. How much more damage can both of these women sustain, especially Sasha Banks? She needs to start hitting some big time maneuvers right now. as Dakota Kai gets herself back in the ring after taking a quick time to recuperate. As now, what is Sasha thinking? Oh no, not the hair! Not the damn hair! Oh no, I hope she's not wearing any extensions, because that is not going to be feeling too good. And now Sasha with the shovel. Oh no, right to the middle of the back. Oh, but Dakota Kai able to get out of that momentarily. Catches her now. And now Dakota Kai with the knee, or I should say the kick to the temple. And she lands right on top of the shovel. Is this it? 2, 3, Dakota Kai. Massive, massive win here tonight on Monday Night Raw. What a freaking match. Women tore down the house. Dakota Kai having a breakthrough moment. And can Dakota Kai, could you say she could be a dark horse in that women's matchup coming up at the Rumble? What a massive win for Dakota Kai, ladies and gentlemen. Massive win, especially over the likes of Sasha Banks. And now Bayley from behind. One of the members formerly of Damage Control, and Bayley is bringing the damage to Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai chose what she wanted to do, decided to leave Damage Control, and Bayley gonna make Dakota Kai rue the day that she decided to turn her back on Sasha Banks and do what she did just last week on Monday Night Raw. And Bayley, for her credit, she stayed focused and defeated Asuka last week, and that was not an easy thing to do. It's down goes Dakota Kai. And ladies and gentlemen, we are just mere moments from the face-to-face confrontation between Bayley and Kairi Sane, just in mere moments. But Bayley seems like she's going to take out the Kabuki Warriors once and for all. And no, not again, not again. Down goes Dakota Kai, and now we have to wait for Kairi Sane to make her presence known. As Bayley in there in the center of the ring, just laughing this up right now, as she waits for Kairi Sane to make herself known down in the ring. Dakota Kai just beaten down by the hands of your Women's World Champion. Sasha Banks and Dakota Kai had a hell of a matchup, ladies and gentlemen, but it came down to what we just saw just moments ago. After the matchup, Bayley would come out through the crowd and attack Dakota Kai. And I think for Bayley, I think she's trying to play some mind games, trying to trigger Kairi Sane to do something to jeopardize that Women's World Championship. But I think for Kairi Sane's sake, I think she's pretty good at keeping herself calm, cool, and collected. And we'll see how this is about to go down. Hopefully for Kairi Sane's sake, she doesn't go out here and ruin her opportunity for this Women's World Championship. Right now, she seems perfectly fine, but we'll see how this face-off goes. And like we said, Shawn Michaels said that if either Kairi Sane or Bayley attack each other, part of this face-off, the matchup will be taken off. And if Bayley instigates it and actually hits Kairi Sane, she'll be stripped of the Women's World Championship. So we're about to find out how this is going to go down. How you holding up, Kairi? Are you feeling that rage deep inside you? Do you want to attack me and jeopardize your Women's World Championship? Go ahead, I'll give you a free one. Right on my cheek, right here. Left or right one. Preferably not the side of my nose ring, but I don't care. Do what you gotta do. Jeopardize your Women's World Championship. What do you say, Kairi? Do it. Bayley, I'm extremely frustrated with what you do, but I gotta stay very calm and collected enough to stand in this ring with you. And if anyone's scared right now, it seems to be you, Bayley. You're the one on the apron. I'm in the middle of this ring, trying to talk to you face to face before our massive Women's World Championship at the Rumble. The Kabuki Warriors and I cannot wait until we take that Women's World Championship away. I have a whole different direction as a Women's World Champion Now, only reason why you're champion, I've said it once and I've said it again, it's only because of Dakota Kai and Io Sky, not because of you. And everyone around this world is in 100% agreement with me. In Toronto, Canada, in our Women's World Championship, I'm going to show you why Kairi Sane is one of the best women's wrestlers in the entire world. I'm going to outwork you and out-wrestle you, and I'm going to hit you with this pirate elbow in the center of your chest and walk out the new Women's World Champion. Big words from Kairi Sane. This is what we're gonna get, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a minute. Bayley coming from behind, face to face though. If Bayley instigates it, she gets her championship vacated and the matchup will be canceled coming up this Sunday. Look at that side eye from Bayley. Not too happy that she has to abide by the rules once in her life. But this is what we see, ladies and gentlemen. Kairi Sane and Bayley one-on-one for the Women's World Championship live there, Toronto, Canada, at the Royal Rumble. Those two bottom feeders, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, believe that they can just bite the hand that fed them. I was in a business arrangement with Austin Theory. I'm the one that helped him gain the popularity he got. He even won the United States Championship. But that clumsy bastard couldn't even hold it on by him damn self. Then eventually, Theory would go on to lose the United States Championship, and I would have to put my United Kingdom Championship at the time on the line against Ilya Dragunov just to make sure all the championships were together, and I became the United States Champion with that unification matchup. And I'd run through every single superstar, it felt like, to retain this United States Championship. And we even brought in Grayson Waller to even help out the group. But guess what? He hasn't been much of a help, but they figured that since I defeated Johnny Gargano and I've defeated Tommaso Ciampa before, oh hey, perfect opportunity to betray my business partner and try and take that United States Championship. Well, I'll tell you this, in that gauntlet match at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to show you how damn good I really am. I am no ordinary wrestler here on Monday Night Raw. I am Bronson Reed, one of the big name superstars here on Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to show Austin Theory and Grayson Waller back to back in that gauntlet match at the Royal Rumble how damn good I am, like I said, on this roster. Boys, you better be ready because I'm bringing two big tsunamis your way, and they have your names on them at the Rumble. I know everyone here tonight in Washington, D.C. desperately wanted to see their superhero AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, come out and talk to you about how they were going to become World Heavyweight Champion. Well, if you didn't watch Raw last week, I decimated the whole OC, from AJ Styles all the way down to Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. AJ, I'm going to send you one more strong message. And it's simple. At the Royal Rumble in Toronto, Canada, I'm not going to give any of this WWE universe any hope. It's going to be one powerbomb and you're out cold. And you should honestly not even show up to the Royal Rumble. You are a disgrace to this sport, and you let everyone down in WWE, even your family, even your wife and kids, and you're going to let everyone down this Sunday at the Royal Rumble once I powerbomb you in the center of the sacred mat and retain my prestigious World Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it is main event time here live here in Washington, D.C., as it will be your Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, looking to send a message to CM Punk and the rest of the roster that he is going to be the man to beat in that Royal Rumble match. Certainly has a you could say, one of the best chances to win the Royal Rumble this year. Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, massive names, Karrion Kross from Smackdown, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, and whoever else may be in that actual matchup. Big opportunities, Raw and SmackDown. Could it be a returning superstar? Could it be a new superstar? Legend? Anyone, honestly. Somebody that we're not expected. You just never know in the Royal Rumble matchup, ladies and gentlemen. But this right here is going to be a hard-hitting matchup. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk tonight in your main event. And with these type of matches, ladies and gentlemen, not only is it going to be a showcase for the Royal Rumble, but you got to believe also it may help them draw a better entrant into the actual Royal Rumble. We know backstage there they have that spin the wheel type of thing with all those little white balls in there, and they pick it out that way. But I guess you never know how that's going to go, honestly, with a win or loss here. But I did find it interesting. Earlier on tonight, Shawn Michaels came out after Ziggler lost to Seth Rollins and said, hey, Dolph, this is do or die time. Because if you don't win the Royal Rumble, not only are you not going to be the D-Generation X leader anymore, you will not have a Raw contract anymore, and you will no longer be in WWE. So this is essentially do or die for Dolph Ziggler this weekend. Absolutely craziness. So Dolph's going to have to step up to the plate. And depending on, what number he draws, Shawn Michaels said he's drawn Dolph's number to give him a decent spot in the Rumble. But the question is, what is that? Is he just saying that? Is Dolph going to get number 30? Or does he give him, somewhat reasonable, in between 20 to 30? Referee has rung the bell. Obviously, Dolph can't draw number 30 because Damian Priest of SmackDown has number 30 because he has won a gauntlet matchup there on SmackDown just a couple weeks ago. As now CM Punk, high risk, top rope already. What's he thinking about doing to Drew McIntyre? And now a big flying crossbody halfway across the ring takes down Drew. Pinfall opportunity. But obviously Drew is not going to go down without a longer fight. And now CM Punk just going to go to the game, start working on those arms. Certainly CM Punk can beat you with a lot of different things. The go to sleep, the anaconda vice, but even if he has to, he can hit those other submission maneuvers, like the armbar, like the leg locks, like a sharpshooter. CM Punk has won a lot of different ways here in series history, especially there in NXT. One of the longest reigning NXT champions is, wait a minute, I thought maybe for a second we were about to see a GTS, but Punk decided to not turn it into a GTS, at least at this exact moment, as he went for a spear in the corner. Didn't work out, and he ate a big boot for it. What a night it has been here on Monday Night Raw. A little bit of everything. It's a little bit of a glass cow kiss. Let me give you a little kiss on the head from Drew McIntyre. Can Punk be able to kick out of that Glasgow kiss? And he does. Look at McIntyre, a little frustrated. He thought that was going to be enough to put away CM Punk. But you can't defeat a man like CM Punk with something like that. You're going to have to do a little bit more. At least do a little bit more damage in time as Punk rolls out the ring. A little bit of maybe trying to switch up the momentum. And he does a big scoop slam right there, the hard part of the apron. And this is where, right here in this matchup, this is going to go in the favor of CM Punk, where he can play a little dirty outside here at ringside. And now Punk, what's he thinking about? Oh, almost like a Michinoku driver type of situation here at ringside. Both men need to get back inside the ring, and it looks like Punk will throw Drew back inside. Referee is at a 4. Punk taking his sweet time. He doesn't necessarily have to be there anything quicker than obviously before the 10 count. But Punk going to work back inside the ring. Both men going back and forth here. Oh, McIntyre with the big knee. Here comes Drew. Huge situation for Drew McIntyre. Oh, and a big elbow. That certainly will help out. We saw the face-to-face earlier on tonight between Punk and Rollins. The combustible rivalry continues at the Royal Rumble. Big question as they would have plunged over the top rope there. But question is, like I was saying, is what will Punk and Rollins draw in the Royal Rumble? And then also, before that even, what is the landscape of their matchup going to look like? What are their bodies going to have to go through to get to the Royal Rumble matchup? Because these guys are going to beat the living snot out of each other in an unsanctioned matchup coming up at the Rumble. But are they going to be able to draw something later in the matchup that will make them not as fatigued? I mean, because Punk and Rollins are bound to be hurting. They're going to be bloodied, busted open. I mean, obviously they're going to have time to clean up, but it won't take much for them to easily get thrown over the top rope. So be something to keep an eye out on what number they draw in the Royal Rumble matchup. As McIntyre just trying to bust open CM Punk right now, but Punk's like, hey, you're going to the well too many times. It's time to change this up. As now here comes CM Punk, the best in the world, taking it to Drew McIntyre. And Punk is fired up here. Punk now trying to get at least a pinfall opportunity. Might be able to steal one here. But McIntyre with a strong kick out at 2.5. Is tonight's matchup going to be seeing some Claymore country? Or will it be more of time to go to sleep? Oh, and a big knee strike again to McIntyre. McIntyre trying to stir up to his feet. And a little different variation of that running knee. Normally we see that in the corner. Punk trying to change up anything that he has to at this exact time. Got to do what you got to do. And now Punk, what a clothesline, turning Drew McIntyre inside out. Punk has McIntyre right where he wants him, and I don't know how much more he can take at this moment. As Punk now, what does he have in store here for the Scottish Warrior? Maybe a superplex, maybe no. Looking for maybe a Pepsi plunge. Pepsi plunge for the second rope. And McIntyre, I believe, is busted open. Yes, he has the left side of his, or right side of his eye there. That could be it. Yes, it is. Pepsi plunge for the win. And CM Punk and Rollins will be walking in to the Royal Rumble with some momentum. What a Pepsi plunge. People could call it pedigree. Either way, a hell of a maneuver from the second rope. And CM Punk survives Drew McIntyre tonight. Will CM Punk be the third ever Royal Rumble winner? We'll have to wait and find out, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on NXT.